Hello. Okay, so yeah, I actually just reached home here, and thanks for waiting. And I'm so sorry today actually start about quite late. What time now? It's about 10:30 right now. I actually I haven't take any shower but it's fine because you all can't smell me. Right. So today we will actually discuss about the Pahang paper 1, and then I just have time actually go through that paper. Seriously, that paper is hard. I mean, it's harder than I think, because normally paper 1 I think is quite easy. So it's actually not that easy. So we will actually go through the paper, but because I know tomorrow you will have the MF exam, so I try to finish the paper as soon as possible. I hope I can finish before 12. Alright, so let's have a look on the paper. Alright, so first I hope all of you actually can see the paper. Right, so yeah, let's start. Okay, so let's have a look on the first question here. So the first question over here, actually the question tell you that I realize actually can you actually see the paper? It seems like it hang already. I'm not sure why. Testing. Yeah, because just now actually it's hang for a while, so I'm not sure why. Okay, right now I guess okay. So let's start about the video. Okay, so in the diagram 1 over here, okay, in the diagram 1 we show the graph quadratic function, and it have you this quadratic function. This question is a little bit unusual. The question tell you the root of the quadratic equation is this one, and then the question asks you to find the root of the quadratic equation. I say many times about what is root. Root basically is the answer of x. So that means the question's trying to ask you to find what is the answer of x. Answer of x is the curve which touch the x-axis. So therefore from here we know that sum of root basically will equal to 6, isn't it? So we know actually sum of root will equal to 6, because sum of root basically is c over a. Alright, so just in case product of root, what am I doing? Product of root actually equal to c over a, right? So over here your product of root basically will, c is 6, a is 1, so you will get 6. So product of root, that means I will multiply both root together. So a multiply a plus 1, I will actually get 6. So a square plus a, I move the 6 around, minus 6, I will get 0. Then I will factorize this one. I can easily get my a. So it should be 3 positive and minus 2. So my a, okay, so my a over here can be either 2 or my a can be negative 3. But from the diagram itself, you realize that's not possible we will get negative 3, right? So I will reject this answer. We will only take the 2. So therefore, what is our root in this question? It will be 2 and 2 plus 1, which is 3. So therefore, my answer is 2 and 3 for part A. Right, I hope you can understand it. Right, and then the question asked me to find n. N I know basically is the middle one. Okay, so in order to find n, basically quite simple. We know in order to take the middle one, we will take the sum of root. Sum of root will be negative b over a, isn't it? So negative, my b will be n minus 1 over a is 1. So it becomes sum of root. My root is 2 and 3, right? So it will be 2 plus 3. So I will get 5 equals to negative n plus 1. So my n equals to negative 4. That's all. So my b is negative 4. Okay, so I hope you can actually understand that. Alright, so if there's no problem, then I'm going to move on. Yeah, first question is still okay. So, okay. Seals through a ball such that the height s meters of the ball from the ground at the time t second is given. So you will have this equation is given negative 4.9 t square plus 18t plus 15. Right, so because I roughly get the idea is, okay, this is a ground. Okay, this one is basically the ground. So when you throw the ball from here, if a person actually throw the ball actually will become like this, right? End up the ball actually will drop. So the process over here, you are forming this equation, which is this equation. Alright, so the question actually asks that determine whether the ball will reach the height of 15 meters or not. So I want to know, is it possible for the ball to reach the height of 15 meters? Okay, this is just my assumption. Maybe 15 meters can be slightly higher. So we do not know. So if we do not know, yeah, it's 1.5. Thanks for that. It's 1.5. Yeah, I see it. It's 1.5. Okay, you all please chill a bit. Okay, so if I want to know, what I will do is, I know the 15 meter basically is the s, right? So I will substitute 15 into the s here. So I got 15 will equals to negative 4.9 t squared plus 18t plus 1.5. Okay, so plus 1.5. Alright, so what I will do is I will try to solve this equation. So I will get 4.9 t squared minus 18t. I move the 1.5 to the other side. I will get plus 13.5 equals to 0. So I want to know whether it's possible or not. Is it possible for me to actually get the value of t? So what I will do is, I want to do b squared minus 4ac in this case, because b squared minus 4ac actually is like something like you find how many root over here. So if I do b squared minus 4ac, my answer will be less than 0, then I will say which is not possible because you will have no t value. But if I do b squared minus 4ac, if my answer is equal to 0 or more than 0, then I will say it's possible. If I are bigger than 0, that means I will have 2 times, I will actually get 15 meters. If I got b squared minus 4ac equals 0, that means I will get only 1 time, which is my ball will reach the 15 meter height. Okay, so this is the logic. So I will actually do b is negative 18 square minus 4 ac. A is 4.9, c is 13.5. Right, then I will use the calculator to solve this one definitely. So 18 square minus 4 multiply 4.9 multiply 13.5. So I actually will get 59.4, which is bigger than 0. So if b squared minus 4ac bigger than 0, I know I actually will have 2 times. Actually, that means this is the first time when I throw the ball. This is the first t value. Of course, here the question doesn't ask you to find a t value. This is the first t value, you will get 15 meter high, and then this is the second t value, you will get 15 meter high. But in this question, only 2 marks, so you don't need to do so much. Then you just write, since b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0, therefore it is possible. Because the question only asks you to determine whether it's possible or not. So yes, so it is possible to have the 50 meter height, something like that. Or determine whether the ball will reach the height. So yeah, it is possible to reach the height of 50 meters. Yeah, you can write something like that. Okay, let's move on to the next question over here. So why the s equals to 15? Because the question tell you s actually is the height, right? So if s is the height in the meter here, the question says the height is 50 meter, definitely we substitute 50 into the s. Okay, so yeah, you can't use differentiation because of what? Because in this case, we do not know whether 50 meter is the highest point or not. If you know the 50 meter is the highest, then we can do something like dy dx equal to 0. But in this case, yeah, the differentiation or completing the square doesn't help at all. So if one point touch, the x is possible also, right? Yeah, if you do the b squared minus 4ac, you get the answer is 0. Yes, that means you only have one answer for t. One answer for t, yeah, that means it's still possible. Unless you get a negative value, then it is not possible. Okay. Okay, if a student asks me like, why you want to use b squared minus 4ac? Because b squared minus 4ac is the method to solve the quadratic equation. To solve the quadratic equation. So what do I mean by to solve the quadratic equation? That means when I do the b squared minus 4ac, I try to solve this equation, and then I want to know whether I have one t answer, two t answer, or no t answer. This is the reason why we will do the b squared minus 4ac. Okay, this is a quadratic formula. You should actually know this. Alright, so and okay, just slightly a little bit. Actually, b squared minus 4ac is get from this formula. I hope you are familiar with this formula. Okay, this formula is a quadratic formula to find the x value. But in this case, we don't have x, we have t. So we are actually finding the t value. And then, b squared minus 4ac actually play the rule called determinant. Okay, so when you call determinants means what? B squared minus 4ac over here actually decide how many answer of x. It can be 1, can be 2, or can be 0. This is the reason why we actually use a b squared minus 4ac. Alright, just let me move on. I can't like explain this one forever. Right, so right, the third, fourth, and fifth term of the geometric progression is this one. So this one will be the T3, T4, and T5. I mean T4 should be 5x only, right? Okay, so find the values of x. Okay, so since this is GP, so GP I will know I can use something like the second term divide. The second term divided by first term will equals to third term divided by second term. This is how we find r, right? So I just apply this one to easily get my x. So I can say 20 over 5x will equals to 5x over x squared plus 1. So I cross over multiply, I will get 20x squared plus 20 equals to 25x squared. So I will get 5x squared will equals to 20, and x squared equals to 4, and x will equals to 2. I supposedly I will get positive negative 2, but the question says x must be bigger than 0, then I will get a 2 only. And then find the 8th term of the geometric progression. So Tn formula is AR n minus 1. So 8th term means T8. So I will get something like AR n minus 1. But the problem right now is I don't have any A, and I do not know what is my R. So I will just substitute to find my R. So R will be 20 over 5x. And I got my x now is 2. 20 divided by 10. My R is 2. And then now I want to find my first term. If I want to find my first term, I will just sub into any equation I want. Okay, since I know the fifth term equals to 20, right? So I can say AR power of 4 equals to 50. And I got my R just now. The R just now is basically equals to 2. So 2 power of 4 equals to 50. My A is basically 50 over by 60. So yeah, so 50 divided by 16. So you will actually get, okay, I hope which is correct. This is which term? Third, fourth, and fifth, right? Yeah. Oh, it's not 50, it's a 20. Sorry. So you will get 20 here. This will get 20 here. So A equals to 20 divided by 16. So 20 over 16 here, which is 5 over 4. 5 over 4. So if I got my A, I got my R, I can find the 8th term. So A is 5 over 4, and R is 2, and n minus 1, which is n minus 1. So my 8th term, 8th term n will be 8, so it will be 7. Then I just use the calculator to do this one. So I got 5 over 4 multiply 2 power of 7. So my 8th term will be 160. Alright, so this is how we do this kind of question. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, because some students actually cannot see the question, right? I just realized I'm actually blocking it. Okay, I hope you can see the question right now. Should be okay, right? Okay, so yeah, this question actually is quite easy. It's not as hard as I think. Right, so number 4 here. Okay, the first 3 terms of the arithmetic progression is this 3, and then find the first negative term. So in order to find the first negative term, I know the negative mean Tn must be less than 0. Okay, I cannot say Tn less or equal to 0 because of what? Because if have the equal over here, it might not be negative because equal is 0. 0 is a neutral number. It's not positive and not negative. So I will do over here, but definitely I want to know my A equals to 15, and I know my D equals to negative 1.5. Alright, so what I will do over here is I will sub the Tn formula, which is A plus n minus 1D is less than 0. So my A is basically 15 plus n minus 1, D is negative 1.5, which is less than 0. So I have 15 minus 1.5n plus 1.5, which is less than 0. Then I will get 1.5n to the other side. Here I will get 16.5. Then my n should be bigger than 11. N need to be bigger than 11, so my n should be 12. Okay, so if I get the n equals to 12, so what I will do over here is basically I will try to substitute 12 into the formula, see whether I will get the negative value or not. So I will always double check. So I will try to find the T12 here. So it will be A plus 11D. This is the formula for 12. So A will be 15 plus 11 multiply negative 1.5. Right, so I want to check whether it is negative or not. The checking process is unnecessary in SPM. So I will get negative 1.5, which is just 9. So because the 12th term I get negative 1.5, I know 11th term actually got 0. Because what? Because D is keep on minus 1.5, isn't it? So yeah, so therefore I know. Oh, the question actually asks us to find the first negative term, right? So first negative term will be negative 1.5. Alright, so it's just negative 1.5. Then this one is necessary. If the question asks you to find the negative term, y equals to 12, not 11. Because if you substitute, you try to do T11 and then you will get 0. If you get 0, you know that there's not the negative. Alright, and then they want to sum of all the positive term. You can do something like sum of 11 term, or you want to sum of 10, or you do sum of 10. Both will give you the same answer because term 11 is 0, so it doesn't affect much. So you might think sum of 10 is quite confused for you, so you just do the sum of 11. Because why I will stop at 11? Because I know at the 12th term over here I actually will get negative. They want all the positive term only, so I will do 11. So yeah, or I want to do 10 also can. So n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So it will be 10d, negative 1.5. Okay, then I will solve this one, which is 5.5. Okay, which is 5.5. Here will be 30 minus 15. So 30 minus 1.5, so we got 15. So the 15 multiply 5.5. Yeah, should be 82.5. Okay, how to find 1.5? You just use the second term minus the first term. D equals to the second term minus the first term. Okay, so I hope you should know how to get the D, because until today you still cannot find D. This will be very tough question for you. Alright, so that's all for this one. Okay, so number 5. It's given the third, fifth, and the eighth term of the arithmetic progressions are 3 consecutive terms of geometric progression. Find the common ratio of the geometric progression. Okay, basically this question you want to find R. But then the difficult part about this question is they actually match about the AP and GP. Okay, so that means third term of AP, right? So it's A plus 2D. Okay, you just substitute the formula for third term, you get A plus 2D. And then fifth term is A plus 4D. And then eighth term is basically A plus 7D. Okay, the question says these 3 terms actually are the 3 consecutive terms of GP. Because there are 3 consecutive terms, 3 consecutive terms means what? Is the term like continuous one. We call continuous, like something like term 10, term 11, term 12. This is the example. This is just an example. This one we call consecutive term, mean continuous one. Alright, so because this 3 term is a continuous term for GP, then I can use the ratio formula. So I will say A plus 7D over A plus 4D will equals to A plus 4D over A plus 2D. Alright, this is just the ratio formula. Okay, and then we want to find a ratio. So basically I will solve this one. So A plus 7D multiply A plus 2D will equals to A plus 4D square. So therefore I have A square 7 plus 9AD plus 14D square. So will equals to A square plus 8AD plus 16D square. Alright, then what I will do is I just simplify the equation. So I simplify A square and A square, and then I will move the 14D square to the other side. 16D square minus 14D square, I got 2D square. And then 8AD move to the other side, I will get 1AD. Right, and then I will further simplify this one. I divide D for both sides. Then I will get A actually equals to 2D. Okay, so if A equals to 2D over here, I can find the ratio myself just by doing choosing any one of them. Because now ratio, I'm going to call this one of it. Okay, so ratio, I can say the A plus 7D over A plus 4D, right? Because they are consecutive term, so I call this one second formula. I mean second equation. So I will sub the first one into the second one. I will sub into here. Then I will have 2D plus 7D, which is 9D. This one 2D plus 4D, which is 6D. Alright, so it's 9 over 6, and then it's 3 over 2. That's all. So this is how we actually find the ratio. Okay, if YT3 equals to A plus, okay, interesting. Come, let me tell you why. Okay, Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1D. So T3 is just A plus, your n will become 3, right? So you'll get 3 minus 1D. 3 minus 1, which is 2. So this is why T3 I will get A plus 2D. Why T5 can divide TA and okay, this one can divide. Okay, this one is actually in AP. If you read the question carefully, this one actually in AP. Okay, the question says third, fifth, and eighth term of the arithmetic progression are the 3 consecutive terms. But when you go to the GP, it will be 3 consecutive terms in GP. So this is the reason why I can do the divide thing. Because in the GP itself, these 3 terms actually is next to each other. Okay, how to differentiate AP and GP, normally we try to see the number is like plus minus or multiply divide. If plus minus is AP, multiply divide is basically GP. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So for number 6 here, okay, so it's given fx equals to this one, and then when you see something like f prime x, this one basically is mean differentiate fx. Okay, so if you see 2 dot here, I mean 2 prime here, basically mean differentiate 2 times. 1 prime here mean differentiate 1 time. Okay, so I hope you actually can see that. So in order to do this differentiation, you know this one actually is product rule, uv. Alright, so I know that in order to differentiate fx is u differentiate v plus v differentiate u. Okay, so my u is basically x minus 5. Okay, maybe I write it out because I straight away do, some student might not understand. So u equals to x minus 5, and v actually equals to 2x plus 5. Square root I will change to power of half. So du dx, okay, is basically 1. So dv dx is basically 1 over 2, 2x plus 5, and power minus 1, so you get negative half. And then I need to differentiate inside, I will get a 2 here. So 2 and half I will simplify. This one is actually 1 over square root 2x plus 5. Right, then only I will apply the product rule. So u, which is basically u multiply this one plus this one multiply this one. Alright, this is the whole idea. So I get x minus 5 multiply this one, so I will get something like this. And then plus v, which is the square root 2x plus 5 multiply with 1. Alright, so multiply with 1. And then definitely I need to simplify this one. So this is over 1. So what I will do is, because it's plus, I need to make both of them have the same denominator. I will multiply square root 2x plus 5. I will multiply square root 2x plus 5 here. I will multiply square root 2x plus 5 here. Okay, so then I will simplify because I need to get into this pattern. Right, so I will simplify here. So it's square root 2x plus 5. Because both of them have the same denominator already. X plus 5. Square root multiply square root, the square root actually, okay, basically this one after you multiply, you will get 2x plus 5 power of 1. Okay, because square root multiply square root, so I will say plus 2x plus 5. Okay, plus 5 minus 5 gone, so your final answer should be x plus 2x, which is 3x over square root 2x plus 5. Okay, this is how we solve this kind of question. If 2, how to solve it, or how to solve it, isn't it? Because 2 and half, you can basically, you can just simplify it. So yeah, this is how we do the simplification. Can I just assume the square root cancel out the square root? Okay, you can assume square root cancel out the square root, but then you don't write 2x plus 5 2 times. Because when I straight away simplify like this, some student might think it will left 2x plus 5 multiply 2x plus 5, which is not. Because after you simplify already, you actually left 2x plus 5 only. Alright, so I will move on to the next question. Okay, so the diagram 7 will show a circular red sphere across the pool. So given that the areas of ripples is increased at the rates, so this one basically is the area will increase, right? So I know dA dt equals to 12 pi. How do I know it's dA dt? Because meter square. Okay, use some common sense. You would think that meter square basically for area, right? S negative 1 basically for time at the bottom, right? So this is the reason why I actually get dA dt equals to 12 pi. Okay, find the rate of change of radius. I say whenever you see rate, that means you have dt at the bottom. Whenever you see change of radius, that means you have dr on the top here. Alright, so at this instant when the area equals to 4 pi. So in order to find the dr dt, I will form the change rule by the information given. So here will be dr, here will be dt. Definitely we have a here, right? So this one will be dA, This one will be dA. Okay, this is how I form the chain rule. Alright, and then now I don't have the dr dA, I have dA dt. So I know this one actually form the circle, right? So I will do the formula for circle, which is pi r square. So dA dr basically is 2 pi r square. Alright, so but what is my r value? Because the question over here, they doesn't tell you the r value. The question over here actually tell you the area, which is 4 pi. So I will substitute the 4 pi into a here in order to find my r value. So 4 pi equals to pi r square. So pi and pi are simplified, so r equals to 2. So my r equals to 2, I will substitute into my dA dr. So I will substitute back into here. So you have 2 pi 2. So which is 4 pi. So if I have all this information, then I will substitute into here. Since dA dr equals to 4 pi, then I know dr dA, this is 4 pi over 1, right? Will become 1 over, this is a 4 pi. Right, so this one is 1 over 4 pi. And dA dt is given, which is 12 pi. Pi and pi are simplified, 12 over 4, which is 3. Since this is radius, I will say cm per second. Okay, this is how we actually do this kind of question. Alright, so this one is quite easy, so I'll move on to the next one. Okay, the diagram A show a major segment of the circular manhole cover with the center O and radius, which is 30 centimeter. You can easily see it from the diagram. So given that the covers is kinks at the cross AC and is 34 centimeter. Alright, so yeah, the question says pi, basically you need to use this value. So later pi I will use this value. Okay, find the length of the RAC. So in order to find the length, what I will do here is I will actually connect two radius into here. Then I will have a 30 here, 30 here. What the question want me to find? The question want me to find the arc ADC. So in order to find the arc ABC, that means basically I need to find the arc ABC. Okay, this is the arc length I want to find. Arc length is just S equals to R theta. And we have the R already. R is very easy, which is 30. But we don't have the theta because theta going to be this angle. So in order to find this angle, let me use red color, it's easier. In order to find this angle, I just want to know what is this angle first. Then I will use 2 pi to minus it, then I can substitute into this formula. So now I have a triangle problem for me to solve, which I need to find this angle first, and then this is 30, 30, and 34. When you have 3 sides and no angle, you have to use the cosine rule. So cosine rule is formula is cos angle equals to b square plus c square minus a square over 2bc. Alright, so I will just, b and c is a 2 side, a is a length opposite the angle. Alright, so which is 30 square plus 30 square minus my a will be 34 square over 2 multiply 30 multiply 30. Alright, so I will just solve this one and I move my cos to the other side for whatever answer I have it here. Then I can get this angle. But I will make sure my calculator is in radian. So 30 square plus 30 square. Okay, let me 30 square plus 30 square minus 34 square. And then divided by 2 multiply 30 multiply 30. And then shift cos answer. So if your calculator in radian, you basically, oops, type again, the whole thing is miss up. So shift cos 30 square plus 30 square minus 34 square over 2 multiply 30 multiply 30, and then close bracket. So yeah, you will get the angle for inside the triangle is 1.2049. Alright, but this is not the angle we want. So we want to find the major angle here, which I will use 2 pi minus 1.2049. Alright, and be careful because the question tell you pi, you have to use 3.142. Alright, why I will use 2 pi? Because 2 pi actually is mean 360 degree. So yeah, so I will say 2 multiply 3.142 minus my answer. So yeah, so the angle over here, the angle for this is 5.0791, just in case some student want to know. Then I multiply 30, so my length will be 152.37 centimeter. Okay, this is the answer for A. How to make it in radian, sir? So if you want to make it in a radian, degree you want to change to radian, basically you just multiply pi divide by 180. Why in radian? Because this formula, in order to use this formula, S equals to R theta, right? Your theta must be in radian, then only you can substitute in. So let's say today you get 30 degree, right? You substitute 30 into the angle here, you're definitely wrong, because this formula is designed for radian only. How do you set your calculator in radian? Okay, depend which calculator you are using. If you are using this model, basically you just tap shift mode, you press the button shift and you press the button mode, and then you will see a radian at the 4 there. Okay, if you use the old version, I think you have to press the mode about 3 times or 4 times or 5 times, I can't remember already. And then you will see a RAD there, then you press the RAD, and then on the top of your calculator there, you will see a R there. Okay, so yes, exactly, you press the mode until you find the RAD. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So the question asks you to find the surface area. Okay, find the surface areas of the main whole cover. So basically you need to find the whole area. So the whole area basically is quite simple. I mean, if I just need to find the triangle plus the big sector at the back here. So I will use the triangle and then plus the big sector. So basically I need to find this area A and area B, and then I join them together, and then I get the whole area. Okay, so in order to find the triangle, I will use a triangle formula, which is half AB sine C, plus if I want to find the B, which is the area of sector, I will use half R square theta. Alright, so since I have the theta also, which is 5.0791, then I just substitute everything I have into the formula. Okay, so AB is 2 sides, C is the angle on between. So it's half, the triangle is 30 and 30, right? So multiply 30, and sine, the angle on between, we found it just now, is 1.2049. 1.2049. Plus the sector, which is half, R is 30 and 30. And cos, no, there's no cos, and then the theta is 5.0791. Alright, then you just type in your calculator, you should be able to get the correct answer. How you get the cos formula? Well, this formula actually is from the cosine rule. I actually simplified from this formula. A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. You just move around, make the cos A as a subject, then you can easily get that formula. Okay, then I will type whatever I have into a calculator. So sine 1.2049 plus 5.0791. So I will get the answer 2705.81 centimeter square. Okay. So make sure everything in radian. Yes, this one in radian also. In this topic, I will not allow my angle in degree, because for this formula, this angle must be in radian also. Not really. If you want to use the sine formula, this angle can be in degree or it can be in radian. It doesn't matter. But if this angle is radian, you just need to change your calculator into a radian mode. Then the calculator can understand the angle in radian. Of course, you want to do this sine angle in degree, you just make sure your calculator in degree mode. Then it's actually calculator can understand the angle is degree. You can tell calculator what to do. That sin formula can use radian, because So many students think that the sin's formula must be in degree, which is wrong. Okay. Can I use sin c in degree? Yeah, you can use a sin c in degree, but you need to change the 1.2049 into degree. Then you change your calculator back to degree again in order to accommodate your degree. But actually, you just change everything in radian, calculate it in radian already. You can straight away type everything. Believe me, you will get the same answer. Okay? So, yeah, so just let me move on. Can I use the normal triangle area formula? Okay, if you want to use the normal triangle, which is the half multiply base multiply height, you need to find the 90-degree height first. That means the triangle, you need to know what is the 90-degree height. If you can find a 90-degree height, yeah, you can use the normal formula to do that. So yeah, I hope you can actually, yeah, if the answer is 2705.79 should be okay. Just make sure when you do the pi thing, you use a 3.142. So you don't straight away type the pi into the calculator. Okay, so yeah, so let me just move on. Alright, so question 9. So diagram 9 show the graph function. So basically I know this one is a completing a square. So completing a square actually is quite easy for me. Okay, so 3 here, I can get inside the bracket, but must be opposite symbol. So I know negative q over 3 will equals to 3. So negative q will equals to 9, q equals to negative 9. Because for the purpose of completing a square is to help us to find a maximum point. So you just remember the x value always is opposite symbol with whatever inside the bracket here. So if this is positive q over 3, I would say it's a negative q over 3. Okay, and then this one is just a y value here because the question already did the completing a square for you, so it's very easy. R over 2 equals to 10, r equals to 20. Alright, so and then the question asked me to find the range of p. So range of p over here, because this graph is maximum, so my p must be bigger than must be less than 0. P must be less than 0. Because when p is negative, then only you will get the maximum graph. Alright, so this is the answer for A. Find the value of p and find the value. Okay, this is answer for B and answer for C. Alright, it's quite easy. So let's move on to the question number 10 here. So the diagram 10 show the path of the graph of the straight line obtained by plotting y square root x against the x for the positive value of x and y. So find y in terms of x. So basically what I want to do is I need to form the equation from the diagram itself. So y is this one, this is my y equals to m. I can easily do my m straight away from here. I say y minus y over x minus x. Alright, and my x is just x plus c. Alright, I just do everything into the y equals to mx plus c. So I just solve this one. This one should be 6 over negative 3, which is negative 2 x plus c. In order to get the c, I will sub any of these coordinate into my equation. So let's say I sub this one, 4 and 2. So that means 2 is the whole thing here. 2 equals to negative 2, 4 plus c. So c basically equals to 10. I mean 10. Then I will substitute the 10 back into the equation here. So y square root x equals to negative 2x plus 10. But the question wants y in terms of x, right? So I will move the square root x to the other side. I get negative 2x plus 10 over square root x. Alright, this is my answer. So yeah, so for the next one. Okay, given that c is 9, negative 8 lie on the graph y square root x again x, find the value of y. So that's mean if the question want me to find the y, that's mean I know 9, negative 8 is somewhere here actually in the graph here. So what I will do is I will I know my y, this value is y square root x, right? And this value is my x. So this is the reason why you can see I do something like this. Y square root x equals to negative a. Alright, then I want to find the y value. And then I have my x, which is 9. So I just sub into it. So I have 3y equals to negative 8. So y equals to negative 8 over 3. Alright, this is how we solve this kind of question. Alright, so yeah, let me move on to the next one. Okay, the diagram 11 show a kite, and then A, B, C, D, which the vertex is B, lies on the x-axis. So given that the CD is vertical, okay, is vertical line. So vertical line, that means this line actually parallel to a y-axis. This is the reason why we call it vertical line. Alright, so that means whatever x value I have it here, this one will have the same x value. Just the y value will be different. Okay, so find the midpoint. M is a midpoint of AC. So I will just draw a line, and then M will be somewhere on the middle, which is my M here, which is the midpoint of AC. So find the coordinate M, basically midpoint formula. So M basically equals to 1 plus 5 over 2, comma 3 plus 1 over 2. So you will get 4 over 2, 4 over 2. So your M is just 2, 2. Okay. And then the next one, the equation of the straight line BD. So you want to find the equation of straight line BD. Okay, this one is very important over here, because in order to do this, you need to understand the idea of the kite. Okay, if this is kite here, so we know basically here will be 90 degree. It's compulsory have to be 90 degree, because this length and this length is the same, and this length and this length is the same. So here will be 90 degrees. So the first thing is, in order to find the equation of BD, I need to know about the gradient of AC first. So I will do the gradient of AC here. So I will use the y minus y over x minus x. So you can see I get 2 over negative 4, which is negative half. Okay, so then I want to find my gradient for BD. So my gradient of BD, since the relationship is 90 degrees, so it will be negative 1 over M2, right? So it's basically negative 1 over negative half, so which is 2. So I know my gradient of BD is 2 now, and then I have my midpoint, which is 2, 2. Then I can sub everything into the formula. Is it 3, 2? Okay, thanks for that. Then this is 3, 2. Yeah. I'm too tiring today. Okay, so we have the coordinate and we have the gradient too. Then we can substitute into the formula. So y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. So y minus y1 basically is y minus, my y1 is a y value here, 2. My gradient is 2. My x1 is 3. Then I just solve this equation. I can easily get the equation of BD. So y will equals to 2x minus 6 plus 2. Minus 6 plus 2 will be minus 4. Alright, so yeah, this is part B. Okay, then you just need to find the ratio of BM ratio MD. Just can't believe this question just 4 marks. There's so many things you need to do. Okay, since I have the equation y equals to equation for BD, so now what I want to do is I need to find the coordinate D, because D is actually 4 in this line. So I will sub the 5 into the x here to find what is my y value here. So it's 2, 5 minus 4. 10 minus 4, which is 6. So therefore, I know my coordinate D here is 5 and 6 here. Okay, then because I need to find ratio, so I need to find my coordinate B also. B basically is the x-intercept. X-intercept means y equal to 0. So I will basically sub 0 into this equation. So you can see 0 equals to 2x minus 4. So, and then I will get x equals to 2. So if x equal to 2, I know my coordinate B is 2, 0. Okay, now I have B, M, and D. So let's do about the ratio thing. So I will roughly draw here. So my B basically is 2, 0. And my M is 3, 2, right? M is 3, 2. So my M is 3, 2 here. And then I have a D, which is 5, 6 here. And then my ratio over here, because the question actually asks about the ratio BM over MD. So I will call this one maybe X and Y, or K. Let me use K and L. So because the question asks about BM ratio MD, so I just change it into the K ratio L. Okay, so now what I want to do is basically I need to find the ratio. I will use the ratio formula. So yeah, in order to use the ratio formula, I need some space. So please allow me to erase all this. So okay, so I will just do it here. So the ratio formula is basically the K will multiply the further X, which is 5K. And then the L will multiply the further X, which is plus 2L, over the K plus L. And then I will do this. I just need one of it, should be enough. Supposedly you do X and Y, right? But then in this case, I just do one of it. That means the ratio should equals to 3. So I have 5K plus 2L equals to 3K plus 3L. And then I will solve this one. So here I give me 2K. I move the 3K. This one will give me L. So I want K over L, right? So K over L equals to, I move the L to the other side, I have 1 over 2. So K ratio L is equals to 1 ratio 2. So yeah, so it's 1 ratio 2. Done. This is the part C. Okay, so yeah, so I hope you can understand about this one. So let me move on. I will not reply any question which is not related to this paper yet. Yeah, anything we can discuss after this paper. Can explain the ratio. Actually, this one is just a ratio formula. Okay, because you have a ratio formula like this, right? mx1 plus nx2 over m plus n, comma, my1 plus ny2 over m plus n, and then will equals to xy. You have this formula, right? So basically what I did just now is I take one of it will equals to the x value. Then I solve it, because if I can make it into the fraction, then I can make it into a ratio. Because fraction always highly related to ratio. So this is the whole idea of how I do this kind of question. Can I use the formula on vector? I do not sure whether you can use about vector or not, but you can try, see whether you will get the same answer or not. Yeah, you always need to simplify. For ratio, if can simplify, we will never leave the ratio something like 2 ratio 4. We'll always simplify it. Should I change the KL back to M and N? Yeah, if you want, you can actually change it back. And then over here, you just write BM ratio MD equals to 1 ratio 2. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so yeah, so let me move on to the next one. Okay, number 12. Okay, this one is a little bit confused. So what I will do is like this. Okay, the point move that is distant. The point P moves such that is distant from point 1, 2 is twice the distance from x-axis. So this is what I will do. We have 2 mark only. So I will straight away do P. I do not know. I'm going to let the coordinate become x and y. So I will use the distance formula, because locus is just a distance formula. Then I will use x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 square. So equals to twice, right? Twice I will write a double here. And then it's distance from x-axis. So from the x-axis, the only information we know, the y is always equal to 0, whatever on the x-axis. So I will write something like this, x0. Because I do not know what is my x value, but I will just write x0. So I will say over here is basically you will get something like xy. So you can say something like x minus x squared and plus y minus 0 square. Okay, then I will just square for both sides because I want to get rid of the square root. So cancel. Okay, this one we have 2 here. When you have to square for both. Squares for 2, you get 2 square, and then you cancel out this one. So here I will just expand this one. So you get k squared minus 2x plus 1 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4. Alright, this one you will get a 4 here, and then x minus x you gone. Y minus 0 is y, so you'll get 4y squared here. And then I will just simplify here. So I move the y squared to the other side. Minus y squared, you get 3y squared. And then minus x squared. So I solve the x squared here. And then plus 2x plus 4y. Solve this one. You get a 5 here. So you get minus 5 equals 0. So this one is my equation of Locus. Yeah, you can do 1 minus x and 2 minus y. Yeah, no problem. So if the question asks the distance is always 3 units from the point, how and exactly how the points from the point, how do we solve that? So if like 3 units, right, then you just do something like, let's say this is a point A. You just say AP equals to 3 and then use the distance formula to solve it. Okay, yx minus x. Okay, because this locus actually, they will, okay, you have a locus. Let me just sketch it out. You have the locus will passing by on the x-axis. Okay, and then this locus P actually, okay, let's say this locus P actually is, okay, I don't say like this, like, oh my god, it's hang. Okay, just give me a while because it's stuck already. So you can see actually it's stuck. So I will need to close it, okay, open it again. Okay, so let me change the view to 250. Okay, so where are we just now? Okay, this one. Okay, so it's like this. Maybe we just assume like this. So this is x-axis. So the point P move that is distant from 1, 2 is distant from 1, 2. So example, I just do something like 1, 2. 1, 2 maybe is here. Okay, this is 1, 2. Okay, so it's moved such that its distance from 1, 2 is twice the distance from x-axis. It will be twice the distance from x-axis. How actually is moved is actually confusing me a bit. Yeah, let me see. If this is 1 unit, if this is 1 unit, here will be 2 units. No, here will, yeah, this is 2 unit, this is 1 unit, right? So yeah, I do not know how to sketch this out. It always will be 2 units twice the distance from x-axis. Twice the distance from x-axis. Yeah, this one I do not know how to actually sketch the locus come out. Okay, but what I understand from this question is, okay, because the distance from x-axis, right? From the x-axis, we know all the point on the x-axis y will equal to 0. So I will just assume you have 0x. And why just now I will do the x minus x? Because the locus actually will touch the x-axis at the end, right? So I assume they will have the same x value. Then I do something like x minus x. Okay, so yeah, maybe let me find out how to actually sketch this one out, and then maybe after that I post a short video about this one. But I guess that one already finished or after your SPM already. So yeah, so let me just move on. Alright, so given that cos 25 equals to P without using the calculator, find in terms of P. Alright, so what I will do over here is, okay, we need to actually solve this one. So without using the calculator, find in terms of P. So yes, 65. Okay, so we know sine 65 basically will equals to cos 90 minus 65. Okay, because we actually have the formula like this. Sine theta will equals to cos 90 minus theta. So basically, they're trying to apply into this formula. So you will get cos 25. Cos 25 will equals to P. Then you will get a P here. Okay, so this is how we do this kind of question. Alright, then the second one, this one they apply another formula. This is cos negative 25. Okay, cos negative 25 actually equals to cos 25. Okay, this is one of the rule. When you have cos negative x, you will get cos x. Alright, this is just another formula we will use for this kind of things. Alright, so I hope you can actually understand it. So yeah, so let me just move on to the next one. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, let me just move on. Alright, so okay, we need to do about sine 55. Okay, sine 55, I would say this one actually is quite difficult. So what I will do over here is because 55, there's no way we actually simplify it, but I will say 55 is basically 25 plus 30 degree. Then I will use the sine A plus B rule. We know sine A plus B basically will equals to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So I'm going to use this formula over here. So what happened is I will have sine 25 and then cos 30 plus cos 25 and sine 30. Okay, so what I will need to do here is, yeah, is have a plus. Okay, just now the B actually have the plus 1. I didn't see the plus 1 over there. So for the B here, because this one equals to cos 25, right? So this one, cos 25, negative 25 equal to cos 25. This is P plus 1. Okay, C over here is, but we have some problem here. Yeah, because we don't have sine 25, so I need to draw out the triangle for cos 25. So I draw the triangle in the first quadrant because the question doesn't tell me which quadrant it is, so I will draw on the first quadrant. This is 25 degree. Cos is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's P over 1. So I can find this length, the opposite length, by using the Pythagoras, which is P square minus 1. So in order to find sine 25, I will say OH. So it will be square root P square minus 1 over 1, because hypotenuse will be 1. And cos 30, we actually know that, which is square root 3 over 2, plus cos 25, which is P, and sine 30, which is half. Alright, then the next thing we will do is we actually trying to solve this equation. So if we solve this equation, both is over 2, right? So I will say, okay, square root and square root I can multiply in. I can say square root 3p squared minus 3 plus p over 2. Okay, this is the answer. I get it here. Yeah, you're right. What happened to me? Okay, so this one basically is 1 minus p squared. So this one will be 1 minus p squared, because hypotenuse minus the adjacent. So this is 1 minus p squared. So this one will be 3 minus 3p squared. Okay, so let me just move on. And you realize it's actually hang already. So let me just close it and open it again. Okay, so this is 1 minus p square. So this is 3 minus 3p square. Okay, so what if the sign is negative? Yeah, in this case, I will assume this one is in the first quadrant, or it can be in the last quadrant actually, because cos is positive in the first and last. But because this question doesn't say much, but I don't think this kind of question will come up in SPM. So you're just like, don't need to bother so much about this kind of question. Okay, why is 1 minus p squared? Because this is the formula of Pythagoras. A squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So yeah, c squared will be your hypotenuse. Alright, this is why I will get 1 minus p squared square root. It just apply the Pythagoras formula. Why is square root 3 over 2? Yeah, because that one is the cos 31. Okay, if you all do not know about this value, let me just slightly brief you. So you will have the triangle is something like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 square root 3 is not mistaken. So here will be 30 degree. Okay, this is a triangle. Basically, you need to memorize. So cos is basically cos 30 is basically adjacent over hypotenuse. So which is 3 over 2, and sin 30 is basically 1 over 2, and tangent 30 is basically 1 over 3. Alright, because this question the examiner actually assume you actually memorize about this triangle. Because why I am so sure about this question will not come out, because I don't think if this question come out, I guess most of the students can't solve this one, because this is not the past year pattern. Yeah, so I think it won't come out. Okay, I cannot say 100% will not come out. Maybe it still will come out, but I guess it's very small chance. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, this one I would say is really hard. Not to say really hard, I mean you will need to able to see this question, then you can understand it. So yeah, this is the curve y equals to 8 over x, and then the x-axis and y-axis, which is 4 and 4. You have everything here, and the problem with this question is just 2 marks, and then you have a and b to solve. So basically each of it will give you 1 mark over here. Okay, so now you want to dx 2 to 4. The problem is this question doesn't give you any 2 value here. So what I will do is I need to find the 2 value by myself. So I want to know roughly where will my 2 actually stop for x. So I will substitute x equals to 2 into this formula. So when x equals to 2, y basically equals to 8 divided by 2. So y will equals to 4. That means my 2, I will get 4 here. So this value will be my 2 here. Alright, and then the question want to integrate from 2 to 4. That means they want to find this area. So in order to find this area, because we know the whole shaded region is 13.55, so I'll use the 13.55 minus this one, this rectangle. This rectangle actually is 8. Correct or not? So I say minus 8, then I can get the shaded region, which is 5.55. So you will need to be able to understand the integration, and then you will need to able to understand actually you have a square here. I mean, it's not the square, I mean you have a rectangle here. Then you will be able to solve this kind of question. Okay, so and then the question asks about, okay, find the value of a when integrate a to a plus 2. We do not know what is a. 4 dy plus this one, you will get 13.55. So this is y, so I will move around everything here. And then of course I'm trying to understand what it is. So 2 to 4, I do not know about the 2 value for y. So I will sub when y equals to 2, I will see what happened. 2 equals to 8 over x. So x is still equals to 4. That means when my y equals to 2, x will equals to 4. So you have a kind of something like this. So your 2 will be here. Because dy, so I will do on the y-axis over here. So now from 2 to 4, that means is this area. Okay, from 2 to 4. So basically what I will do is, if from 2 to 4 is this area, so we know that this one should be the rectangle at the bottom. This one should be the rectangle at the bottom, which is 8, because 2 multiply 4, which is 8. Because this one, let's say A, this is B, A plus B need to equals to 13.55, right? So that means A over here, I know the area A here is 8. B, I do not know what is the value, but it doesn't matter because this one is not important, because the question actually asked me to find A. So therefore I want to do this one equals to A. Okay, I hope you can actually understand that. So therefore I will do integrate A plus 2 4 dy will equals to A. So if I integrate this one, so what I will do over here is I will integrate 4, I get 4y, and A plus 2 over A equals to A. Okay, so there's only one possible to get A here, which is when A equals to 0. Okay, you imagine when A equals to 0, right? You will get 4y 2 0. Then you substitute 2 into the y here, you basically get 4 2 minus 0, so you get A. Alright, but then what happens if I do the substitution? I mean I sub this one into here, so I get 4a plus 2 and then minus 4a. So I get 4a plus 8 minus 4a equals to A. And then simplify, I get A equals to A. Then there's no meaning over here. So if you do the substitution for this question, you will not get the values of A. So this is a reason why you actually need to kind of guess it. What is the answer of A? So in this case, A equals to 0. Okay, so yeah, so let me just move on to the next question. So why 4y? Because if you integrate 4, you will get 4y. If you integrate 5, you will get 5y. If you integrate 10, you will get 10y. This is how we do the integration. Because if you integrate any constant value, depend, here is dy, then I will get 4y. If here is dx, I will get 4x. Okay. So yeah, so let me move on. I guess A should be equals to 0. So there's not the answer by marking scheme. Then what is the answer for marking scheme? No, A equals to A. We cannot say is equals to 1. Yeah, 5.55 is for the part A. You see, part A actually you will get 5.55. A equals to A, you cannot say is equals to 1. A equals to 8 got no meaning. Yeah, so B is 0, right? Okay. So let me move on to the next one. Okay, the diagram 15 show a curve y equals to 9 cube root of x and a curve y equals to 4 over cube root x intersecting at the point Q. Alright, state the number of solution to this equation. So basically he just substitute the y into the y here. Basically this one they're trying to mean is they want to find the intersection point. So if I want to find the intersection point, how many intersection point you have? 1, right? So number of solution is 1. This is just your answer, which is 1. Okay, so find the values of find the coordinate of Q. So if you want to find the coordinate of Q, basically you need to solve about this equation. So you will sub the y into the y here. So you have 9 cube root x equals to 4 over cube root x here. So what I will do is I will join the cube root x multiply with cube root x, and then here will be 4 over 9. Alright, then I will solve this one. Cube root basically is x power 1 over 3 multiply x power 1 over 3 equals to 4 over 9. Multiply means plus in the power, so you get 2 over 3 equals to 4 over 9. Then x is basically equals to 4 over 9. If you have the 2 over 3, what you need to do is you multiply 3 over 2 for both sides. Then you will get x power 1. So here will be power 3 over 2. You power 3 over 2, basically you will get 2 become 8 over 3 become 27. Okay, you will get 8 over 27 for x, but you need a coordinate. So you need to find a y as well. So I can substitute y equals to 9 cube root of x, right? So I will substitute my x into it. So it's cube root of 8 over 27. So it's 9 multiplied 2 over 3. So you will get 6. So therefore, the coordinate q is basically 8 over 27, comma 6. Okay, so yeah, this is how we do this kind of question. And I realized just now the students say actually can sub other value to actually get 8, right? So if we sub the 2 here, 4, 4, 16, 6, yeah, true also. Sub the 2, actually you will get 8 also. A over 2. Okay. Yes. Let me see about B. Oh, because of what? Oh, I know why already. This one. Because in order to get the 13.55, right? I guess this one maybe it's just straight away from the diagram. We just thinking too much already. Because this part, when I cross it out, it represents here, right? It actually represents this area here. So this part, a to a plus 2, 4, actually represents this area. So this area, you just take the range 0 to 2. So a is 0, this is 2. Just from the diagram here to trying to understand it, because he say equals to 13.551. I get this one is not about the calculation. So this is the reason why when we do the calculation, we actually don't get the answer. Okay. Yeah, it's hang again. Yes, because sometimes we just overthink about the 2-mark question. Okay, I see some students actually got 4 over 27. How do we get y square root? Okay, we don't have any square root in this case. All of this is a cube root. If you see the question carefully, they are cube roots, yet they are not the square root. Okay, so yeah, you all please double check your answer. Okay, so let's move on to the question 16. Okay, 4 log 10x square root y equals to 1.5 log 10x minus log 10y, where x and y are both positive. Alright, so it's a log question. So basically we need to express y in terms of simplify and express in its simplest form y in terms of x. So we need to simplify this one. So the first thing is I try to move the power of 4 come up here, because we have 4 here. I try to move it up. Alright, so and then yeah, and I realize you didn't see the question also, it's blocking. So I will get the 1.5. Okay, then what I will do is I will group whatever have log 10 together. So I will move this one to the other side. So it's minus log 10x. And then I will move this one to the other side as well. So we'll plus log 10y equals to 1.5. Okay, then what I will do is I will factorize out the log 10x. I mean I will factorize out the log 10. Okay, whatever plus I will write on the top, minus I will write at the bottom. Power 4 for x is x power 4. Power 4 for square root y is y square. Alright, and then plus y, right? That means I multiply 1y here. Minus x, that means x at the bottom equals to 1.5. Alright, so then I will move the 10 to the other side, is 10 power 1.5. This one, I will simplify. I will get x cubed and y cubed. Or x cubed and y cubed, I can factorize out the power of 3 here. And then what I will do is, I cube root both sides. Because I want to get x and y only. So if I cube root both sides, xy is basically equals to 10, 0.5. So 0.5 means half, right? So I can say xy equals to square root 10. So y will equal to square root 10 over x. Okay, this log question I would say is a little bit hard. And it's hang again. Yes, I actually see some question here. Square root equals to power of fraction. Yeah, basically you just need to understand something like square root a equals to a power of half. If cube root a is equals to a power of 1 over 3, if 4 root a equals to a power of 1 over 4. Okay, this is indices. If you don't understand about indices, yeah, you can go to check out my video. So yeah, so if okay, then we move on to the question 17. Okay, it's a vector. Okay, so because a lot of students waiting. Just drink some water. It's so tiring. Okay, this vector question I think is not too hard. It's fine because your exam is tomorrow, so I hope I can finish early and you all actually can go to rest early. Alright, so let's have a look on this vector question. So okay, this vector question, diagram 17, in the answer space, show the vector A and B, draw on the grid of the equal square of the side 1 units. Okay, in the answer space, draw RS equals to 2A minus B. Okay, so R is over here. So in order to do the RS, basically is RS is 2A minus B. So I will need to draw double of A, and then B will need to be opposite direction because it's minus B. So A is basically, they cut, like you have the 6 boxes here, right? You have 6 square here, they cut half. So it's basically, it should be something like this, 1, 2. Let me use other color, then you can get how I actually draw the second one. Okay, it's very ugly. Let me draw again. Okay, this is 2A. And then minus B, mean I will actually need to going down. This is 8 boxes, it's cut half, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So it'll be here. So yeah. So this is, so from here you can see this is 2A, and then this is minus B. So but then these two line over here is not your vector. Alright, your vector should be this one, RS. Okay, these two lines just help you to find RS. Okay, your real vector is RS only. Alright, then what is the part B? The part B asks you to find the magnitude. Magnitude mean basically they ask you to find what is the length. So the length, basically you just calculate how many units you have here, have it here. So this one from here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And then from here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So I just use the Pythagoras to find my hypotenuse. So therefore my length is square root of 8 square plus 4 square, which is square root of 80. Then you use the calculator, you should be able to get the answer. okay, actually you just draw the RS should be fine, but you show the 2a minus b, I don't think the examiner will actually minus your mark. So it's okay to actually show. Okay, some students actually get the answer from me, which is 8.944. Alright, so thanks for that. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, the diagram 18 show a triangle ABC and D is the point on the AC. So BA is 3A, so B to A is 3A here, and B to C is 5B here. Okay, so normally I see something like this, I will make it into a fraction. 3AD equals to 5DC. So I will say AD over DC, I make it into a fraction first, equals to 5 over 3. So therefore AD ratio DC equals to 5 ratio 3. So AD is 5, DC is 3. Because I always change this one into a ratio form, then it's easier for me to actually see it. Okay, then the question asks me to find the AC. AC is just like AB plus BC. Okay, it's very easy. So which you just substitute your AB, which is negative 3A, plus BC plus 5B. Done. And then you want to find the BD. So, okay, so BD is basically, I would say, is BA plus AD. Okay, now you don't have the BA, you have is 3A. You don't have the AD. But I know the AD is 5 out of 8, right? Your this is 5, this is 8. So I will say it's 5 out of 8 of AC. Okay, then I just do the substitution here, is hang again. So let me just do a substitution here. So which is 3A plus 5 over 8 bracket negative 3A plus 5B. Then I will just solve this one because it hang already. So let me use a space here. So I have 3A, I will multiply minus 15 over 8A and then plus 25 over 8B. Alright, so 3, 8, 24. 24 you will get 9 over 8A plus 25 over 8B. It's kind of weird, but I hope this answer is correct. Yes, you can do AC plus CD, no problem. Can I do BD equals to BC? Yeah, BC plus CD, you can always do that. AD minus AB. I don't think AD minus AB is correct. It sounds a bit weird for me. AD minus BA, AD. Yeah, that one cannot. Okay, so yeah, you'll just figure out how to do it, and then you realize it hang already, so I will just need to, yeah, I guess now the OneNote just will keep on hanging every single question, so you all have to tolerate about this technical problem. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, question 19 here. Okay, in the survey conducted by the school, okay, you cannot see the question, let me scroll down a bit. Okay, in the survey conducted by the school, it's found that K% of the teacher own a tablet computer. Table 19 actually show the part of the binomial distribution of X when a sample of 4 teachers, so n equals to 4. 4 teachers were selected at random. X is the binomial random variable, represents the teacher who own the tablet computer. So I guess the K basically is a P value here. But because in percentage, right? So K% I will say is K over 100. So Q is basically will be 1 minus K over 100. Actually, I can call it 0.0K, right? So I just write 0.0K because it's easier for me to actually explain. Yeah, so or you can write K over 100 lah, just depend, because some students just so not convenient about decimal. Okay, so we just write something like this. Okay, so okay, and then the question says what? The question actually asks you to find K. So in order to find the K, at least we have some information here, right? So I will say when X equals to 0, I will use the formula which is the NCR, PR, Qn minus R. Okay, I will use this one, and because I have N and R is 0 right now. So my n is 4. So I have 4c 0, and p is k over 100, power of 0, and q is 1 minus k over 100, and then this is 4 minus 0, which is 4. I will equals to 0.0081. Right. The good news is everything 4c0 is 1, everything power of 0 is 1, so I only left this one. The power of 4 I move to the other side, it becomes fourth root of 0.0081, will equals to 1 minus k over 100. So then I will use the calculator to solve this one. So fourth root, so I will use the fourth root type the fourth root into my calculator. For 0.0081, I will get 3 over 10. Alright, so will equals to 1 minus k over 100, right? So yeah, so k over 100 is actually will equals to 1 minus 3 over 10. So k will equals to 7 over 10. I mean 7 over 10 multiplied by 100. So k actually equals to 70%. Alright, if the question 1 k in percentage, right? Yeah, so k basically is a 70. Alright. So yeah, and then the question asks about when x is bigger or equals to 2. Yeah, which over here you have 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have 2, 3, and 4, but then you don't have any value. But what I know is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the probability plus together will equals to 1. So this is how I do. So in order to do this one, I will use the 1 to minus both of these, to minus 0.0081, and then I will minus that one, which is I will minus 0.0756, because all the probability for 2, 3, and 4 plus together will equals to 1. So I want to get 2, 3, 4. Basically, I use the 1 to minus it. So 1 minus 0.0081, and then minus 0.0756. So I will get 0.9163. I hope this is the correct answer. How to type the fourth root? Okay, in order to type the fourth root in this calculator, right? So what you can do over here is I'm not sure which calculator you are using. If you are using this one, you will see a button actually beside the square. So beside the square, you just shift that button, then you can type your root into it. Okay, yeah, nice. I get 0.9163. So okay, go to the question 20. We're almost finished. Okay, it's given that the mark of 500 candidates in the mathematics test have the normal distributed. So the mean is basically 45, and the standard deviation is given is 20. Okay, find the range of the mark for those candidates who are in the middle 50% of the score. Give your answer correct to the 2 decimal place. Right, so that's mean I know they are on the middle of my bell-shaped diagram. That's mean they are on the middle 50% here. That means the probability here will be 0.5. Since it's exactly middle, so I know this area and this area will be the same. So therefore, I can say that this one is 0.25. And over here will be 0.25 also. Because the middle one is 50%, right? So therefore, this is my Z value. So I know my Z value. I have both Z value here. Maybe I don't use Z. Z is a standard score. I use K. I have K and negative K. So I'm trying to find what happened when I'm trying to find what happens when probability your Z is bigger than K is equals to 0.25. Okay, I realize I'm blocking some question here. I hope you can actually see the question. So okay, so now probability equals to 0.25. So what I will do is what I will trying to find from the table 0.25. I hope I have a table here. Yeah, I have a table here. Where's the 0.25 here? 0.25 will be somewhere here. And then need to minus 14. I don't have 14. The nearest one is 13. So I will say it's 0.674. Okay, so it will be 0.674. So therefore, I know that my K is equals to positive negative 0.674. Alright, so in order to find the range between them, k is a z-score. So in order to find this z-score, right, so what I will do is I will need to actually sub the thing into it. So I will let the x become the mark they want. So I will say x minus mean over standard deviation will equals to positive negative 0.674. So I just solve this one. So basically I will get both of the value, the range for x. So yeah, use the calculator. So I will say 0.674 multiply 20 plus 45. So I will get the first mark is 58.48, and then I will get the other one is negative 7.64. I just change my calculator to negative 0.674, and then I get another one which is 31.52. Okay, so yeah, this is the mark they want. They will ask me to find the range of the mark. So this is the range of the mark, which is the 50% of students actually having this mark. Okay, why did you assume that one is 0.25? This one is not assumed. Okay, because we know in the bell-shaped diagram over here, the total over here will be 1. So if you understand about bell-shaped diagram, here will be 0.5 and here will be 0.5. But because the question said they will take the middle 50%, so you take the middle 50%, that means they already take the 0.25 here, and then they take the 0.25 here. So total here will be 50%. So over here, you use 0.5 minus 0.25, you know here is 0.25. Okay. And just now I see a question, a student asked me why I choose this one. Okay, actually you can choose this one also, because what I'm doing here is, because 0 actually is easier to count. You can choose the 1 and use this probability. You will get the same result with me. Yeah, but it's more difficult because everything like 4C0 is 1 and the whole P0 is 1. So it's easier to do the calculation. If you choose the 1 and 0.0756, you will have more difficult calculation, but you will still get the same answer. Over here, the question doesn't ask you to use which one. Is because I want to find the k, I need to use the information I have to actually find it. I hope you can understand. Alright, few more questions. Okay, why k is equals to positive and negative? Okay, because of the bell-shaped diagram here, if you take the middle 50%, right, so you know that you have a positive k and negative k, because this is the middle line. Whatever before the middle line, this part is the negative, this part is the positive. Okay, if you don't understand, maybe you need to go to check out my probability distribution video, then you will know why we have these two. Okay, so 21 is very easy. They want the order pairs, then just do the order pair for them. So I will draw the set symbol. So A will pair with 2, just A2, comma. A will pair with 4, it's just A4. And then, okay, some student cannot see the question, right? Okay, just let me just move this one to the side a bit. Okay, so yeah, and then B will pair with 4, just B4. Okay, that's all. Okay, state the codomain. So when you start from here, this one I call domain. So the other one I will call codomain. So codomain, that means you just write all the value here, which is 2, 4, and 6. That's all. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. But if the question asks about range, range you must be careful. Range is those number used on codomain only. Codomain you have 2, 4, 6, but you only use 2 and 4. So this one will be the range. If the question asks range, will be 2 and 4 only. Alright, so let me move on to the next one. Alright, okay, this one, okay, the value of k when, okay, so we will just do the FGK, or you want to do the GK also can. You want to join them together also can. Okay, so never mind, I do the FGX. So FGX means substitute GX into FX. So FGX, basically, I will substitute my GX, which is square root X minus 3. Alright, this is composite function. So the question asks about FGK. So it will be square root K minus 3. And what is my FGK? It's given is 6. So it's square root K minus 3 equals to 6. So 9 equals to square root K. So K will be, square root move to the other side is square. So it will be 81. Alright, it's very simple. Okay, for B, the question says given that H will map X for square root X minus 3. Okay, so they want you to find the Hx in terms of F and G. So in order to get this one, this is a bit difficult if you can't see. So what I can understand, basically I'm trying to put the Fx inside the Gx. That means my whole X here will become X minus 3. So I'm putting Fx into Gx, right? So I will say this one will be Gfx. That's all. I guess this one is just 1 mark. It just tests whether you can understand it or not. Alright, so 23. Okay, find the values of m. This is just 2 mark. Okay, this question actually, okay, there's few ways to do, but we're trying to use some easiest way to do. Okay, because this one going to the other side is basically is fx. So what I can do over here, since I know this is fx, right? And then they say this is the inverse, so they want to find m. I just do something like fm will equals to 2, because this is my x, this is my fx. Okay, so fm will equals to 2 if I using the fx, because I don't have the inverse function. Okay, so therefore, what is my fx? My fx is m plus 10. My fm will be m plus 10, m minus 8 equals to 2. So m plus 10 will equals to 2m minus 16. So m will equals to 26. Done. Right, this one is basically just move around. Okay, yeah, just now the student asked about this one, x must be bigger or equal to 3. Okay, this one, okay, this domain actually in your syllabus sometimes important, sometimes not important. I cannot ask you to totally ignore it. But then, because when x is, let's say, equal to 3 or less than 3, or let's say x is 2, 2 minus 3, you will get negative value here. If you get negative value here, you will get a math error. So this is a reason why, yeah, in this case it's not so important, but the question have to tell you. Okay, so yeah, so let me move on to the 24. Okay, permutation. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 letter code. The 9 letter codes, okay, be formed using all these cards. So whenever you see the word code, you know you actually have to use permutation and PR. So the number of 9 letter codes can be formed just 9 factorial. That means I randomly arrange all the 9 number here. So 9 factorial, I will get 362880. Okay, yeah, so the next one, the number of different 9 letter codes. So the letter code must begin with m and n is n, or vice versa. So that's mean over here your first letter must be m and last letter must be n. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this one must be n. So therefore m and n fixed already in the first place and last place, so I can only arrange the 7 letter on the middle is 7 factorial. However, the question say about vice versa. That means I can be m in the first place, I mean I can be n as the first place, m in the last place, right? So over here I have another 7 factorial. So which is this question is 7 factorial plus 7 factorial. So you have 2 7 factorial here. So you just use the calculator, 7 factorial plus 7 factorial, or you can multiply 2, which is fine. You will get 10080. Okay, so the second part, the letter m and n must be separated by 4 different letters. I would say this is quite hard, but if you can understand, actually it is not that hard. Okay, so they say m and n must be separate by 4 letter. So I have 9 letter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I put my m here, it must be separated by 4 letter, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So my n will be here, because it have to be separated by 4 letter. But there's no way I put the m at the back here, because I only left 3 letter here. So if I arrange my m and n like this, all the 7 letter over here, they can randomly arrange among themselves is 7 factorial. But the m and n, they can swap place also, right? So if they can swap place, will be 2 factorial. Okay, so now I want to know like how many way I can arrange my m and n in this 9 letter here. So I can arrange my m in the second place, so the n have to move 1 place back. Or I can arrange my m in the third place, this one have to move 1 place back. Or I can arrange my m into the 4th place here, the n need to move 1 place also, because I always need to make sure the middle I have 4 place on the middle. So therefore, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 ways to arrange this one, so it's multiply 4 here. Then I can actually use the calculator to solve this one. So it's 40320. I hope my answer is correct. Yeah, just let me know if my answer is wrong. If they can swap place, that means, what do I mean by swap place? That means you can n in the first place, m in the second place, right? It's still m and n, they are separated. So this is the reason why I will multiply 2 factorial. But you cannot multiply 4 factorial here. This is 4 without the factorial, because why? You only have 4 way. 4 way and 4 factorial is not the same. Okay, I will multiply 2 factorial because now I have, okay, just ignore about factorial. If factorial make you so confused, 2 you can ignore about factorial. So because my m and n over here, I can actually swap place become n and m. So there's another way I can do that. So I will multiply 2. So yeah, so what's the answer for this one? Is it the 40320? Okay, good. Yes, finally we go to the last question on this paper. Yeah, so let's do about this one. Statistic for paper 1. Okay, so determine the mean and standard deviation for the data. So in order to do the mean and standard deviation here, mean should be quite easy. So mean, I will just do a 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 number. Alright, this is how I do my mean. So you can use the calculator. 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 divided by 4 is 5. Very nice number. Alright, and then I will do the standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root sum of square. So it's 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square plus 9 square divided by 4 minus the mean square, which is 5 square. 5 is the mean, right? Minus the mean square. And then you will get the answer. So I will do 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square plus 9 square divided by 4 minus 25. Square root answer, I should get 2.7386. Yeah. Okay, so done A. Then we go to B. Okay. Two number alpha and beta are added to this set such that the mean increase 1. So the mean right now is from 5 increase 1. And then the variance actually increased 2.5. Okay, this is a bit tricky because you have the standard deviation, you don't have the variance here, isn't it? It's hang again. Okay, if you don't have the variance, what I will do is I will find the variance first. I will find my variance, which is the standard deviation square, and then because it said increase 2.5, I will plus 2.5. And then I will use the calculator, which the answer just now I will square it, and then I plus 2.5. I will get 10. Okay, it's a very nice number. So now my standard deviation is 10 and my mean is basically 6. So what I will do it is, yeah, I will just do I guess this is simultaneous, so I will something like 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus alpha plus beta, because we add two more number, right? Divided by 6, we should get 6, because your new mean is increase 1, right? Is 6. Alright, so therefore I will solve this one. So I have 20 plus alpha plus beta equals to 36. So alpha plus beta equals to 16, my first equation. Alright, then I will do the same thing for variant, but variant don't have the variant equals to 10, right? The variant will not have the square root. So I will just do the same thing. 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square plus 9 square plus alpha square plus beta square over 6 minus, your new mean is 6, right? Minus 6 square, you will get 10. Let me just scroll a bit. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine because it hang already. Let me just finish this one. You will get 10. So if you get 10 here, so I will need to actually solve the thing here. So I will move the minus 6 square to the other side. So if minus 6 square to the other side will be plus 6 square will be plus 30, will be plus 36. Here will be 46. Okay, and then I move the 6 over here, it will multiply 6. Alright, then I will do something like 2 square plus 3 square, 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square plus 9 square, which is 130, plus alpha square plus beta square. Alright, then yeah, we will need to actually solve it. So alpha square plus beta square, you will get 6 multiply 46 minus 130, you get 146. Okay, then you just do the simultaneous. Let me just do the simultaneous, do the substitution, and then you should be able to get the correct answer. How to get 10? Okay, because the question say the variance increase 2.5, right? So I have the standard deviation here. So what I will do is basically I square my standard deviation to get variance. So this is the reason why you will see a standard deviation square. I get variance. After I got the variance, because the question said increase 2.5, so I plus 2.5, then I get my new variance equals to 10. Okay, do I make you understand how do I get 10? Okay, so I will need to do a simultaneous. I need a lot of space. So yeah, please help me to remember this number 16 and 146, because I need to restart the OneNote because I don't have enough space for me to actually do my simultaneous. Okay, so just now actually we got something like alpha plus beta equals to 16 and alpha square plus beta square equals to 146. Alright, so yeah, I will need to use a substitution now because I have square. So I will say alpha equals to 16 minus beta. Then I will sub into here. 16 minus beta square plus beta square equals to 146. So yeah, I will solve this one. 16 square is 256. 256 minus 32 beta plus beta square minus 146 equals to 0. So I have 2 beta square minus 32 beta. So 256 minus 146, I have plus 110 equals to 0. So I divide 2, beta square minus 16 beta plus 55 equals to 0. And wow, it hang all the time. I think it just don't like me. Okay, so beta. Okay, I hope it can factorize. 11 and 5, right? Yeah, 11 and 5. So 11 and 5, so it will be minus for both. Alright, so okay, so when beta equals to 11, my alpha is just 16 minus 11. So alpha I get 5. So when beta equals to 5 is minus 5, I get 11. I think it can be either one. You just say alpha equals, so you just say something like, therefore is alpha equals to, what happened? Okay, Therefore, you just say, therefore, when alpha equals to 5, your beta will equals to 11. Or you can say alpha equals to 11, beta will equals to 5. You choose any of this one. Yes, finally, I finished about the whole paper. And you can hear I have no voice already. Yes, and I still need to teach tomorrow. I mean, anyways, I really hope you all the best for your tomorrow exam. Yes, it's 12:30. Yeah, I hope to actually finish at 12, but I can't. But now it's 12:30. But anyway, still wish you all the best for your exam tomorrow. Yes, and I want to go for shower now. Okay, before I before I leave, is there anything you want to ask me? Yeah, because maybe I stay another 5 to 10 minutes. 15 to 25 questions I was able to answer. Not bad. Is CP over BP equal to MON? How to what is that? So the MON, how to form the ratio line? You just something like crossover multiply. Yeah, for Daniel Tay, I don't really understand your question. Any tips for tomorrow exam paper? Yeah, I don't believe in tips, but yeah, just make sure I think before you go into exam hall, you just go through the formula list. You please understand every single formula in your formula list, because formula is given, but if you do not know how to use the formula, it's wasted the formula. Alright, so please make sure you go through all the formula lists. Sir, sine x equal to 3 over 5, where x is the obtuse angle, find the x equals. Yeah, so for the sine x equals to 3 over 5, right, this one you just need to draw your triangle into the second quadrant. You draw the triangle in the second quadrant, then you can, yeah, something like this, a quick one. This is second quadrant. Sine is what? Sine is OH, so it's 3 over 5. And this is -4. Your x will be on the middle. Alright, so if the question asks you to find cos x over 2, this is a very tough question. Okay, this one you have to use the half angle formula. You have to go to find the half angle formula, and then you will get some sine cos tangent from here and then substitute into the half angle formula. Yeah, this question I do believe I do make I'm not sure it's a video or I do use the paper to explain about this question, but I do explain about that. Okay, thanks sir, you are most welcome. Sir, if the question asks the new means, it involves, yeah, mean actually it will involve multiply, plus, minus, or divide. But for variance, you will multiply only. But if you multiply any value, you have to square it. Standard deviation, multiply only. And for divide things, yes, it's the same. But standard deviation, range, or variance, you can ignore about plus and minus. It's not relevant. So do you have tuition center? Yeah, I do teach in my friend tuition center, which is in Cheras, Permaisuri, and PJ. Alright, so what is the ideal time to finish paper 1 before? I don't think you have any ideal time, because some students can do until very detailed, which is no current mistake. Then they do not actually need the time to actually double check. But if you think you are a very careless mistake person, I think you have to finish at least like 30 minutes before the exam finish. So can differentiate the working from scheme deals give you 4 marks. Okay, it's very, if your working is different with the marking scheme, you will get full mark or not. It's very depend on your examiner, means the person who mark your exam paper. If he can understand, he will give you mark. But what I can tell you is the examiner normally they will mark like so many paper in one day. I don't think they will go through very details like every single step of you. So yeah, you need to try to get the same answer with the marking scheme. Yeah, because I don't think they have time. But if you meet a good examiner, of course they will do that. Okay, if you have how to integrate, if you have two equations like UV, you have U and V together in a one equation, basically there's no way you can integrate, so you need to simplify. or normally you see something like this is you have to solve from your differentiate answer there, copy the whole answer, add the integration symbol for both sides. For fx, gfx thing, you can go to actually check out my function video. Okay, the n factorial over n minus r factorial, that one is not important in your syllabus because you can type into the calculator. How to get a pass? I think the passing mark is very low, so you don't need to worry so much. How much is a passing mark? I think the passing mark is about 20 mark. So make sure you answer few questions correctly, then should be good. But passing mark, I don't think it is useful. If you want to go to college or university, you need to at least get C. So can I start answer for section C in the first page in the buku jawapan? Yeah, I will recommend you not to answer section C in the first page. You just follow the sequence. You imagine if you are the examiner, sometimes when you start to mark the question, right, you still need to search around. Even though you meet a nice examiner who mark your paper, he still will feel a bit frustrated. And then maybe he angry, and then maybe he simply mark your paper. I'm not sure. But you try to arrange it nicely for them, and then you try to label it nicely, and write your number and letter nicely. And then they will, when they mark your paper, they will be happier, and then they will give you a higher mark. This is it's a common sense, right? Okay, so mark for A plus. Actually, every year is not the same, so I cannot like tell you what exactly is A plus. But I guess if you aim for A plus, you at least need to 65 and above lah. 65, 70 like that. So the probability distribution, when we have to use the table and calculator. Normally I use table all the time, so I didn't use calculator to do that. So do you get A minus for your SPM? Okay, do you get A plus for your SPM? This is a very long story. But I don't think you want to hear the story right now. So yeah, so I'll move on to the next question. So can you please finish the question for cos x minus 2? Okay, I will do the x minus 2 question for you, but I will need okay, because I don't think the cos x minus 2 question will come out, because that one actually is kind of the STPM question, but I believe a lot of teachers actually use that question as a K-bar question in your exam. So yeah, so I kind of forget how to do, but because okay, I try to help you. I think I can do, but I long time never do about half angle. Okay, half angle. Let me recall about formula for cos 2x. Okay, cos 2x, basically you have a cos square x minus sine square x. Okay, I do not want this one because it's sine and cos. Or I can say is I will minus 1 minus cos square x. Then I will actually have 2 cos square x minus 1. I guess this is what I want. Okay, so okay, this is when x equals to 1x. So now what I will do is I want to change my x become half x. So you see what happened here. Okay, this is a cos 2x formula, nothing special here. But this is cos 2x equals to 2 cos square half x, right? I guess minus 1. Alright, so 2 and 2 I simplify, I get a cos x here. And minus 1 I move to the other side, I got plus 1. 2 I move to bottom, I get over 2. And then I have cos square x over 2. But you only need cos x over 2 without the square, right? So I will move the square to the other side, it will become square root. So therefore, this one will equal to square root cos x plus 1 over 2. And you can get the cos x from this diagram, right? Because cos x in this diagram is basically negative 4 over 5. So I will substitute the negative 4 over 5 into this over here. So this one will give me 1 over 5 over 2. So I'll get square root 1 over 10. This is my answer. Alright, I hope at least can help you understand how to do this kind of half angle question. So let me just continue reply the student question here. What about credit? Credit, I guess you need to get 34 to 40 mark at least. How to do trigonometry? But my teacher say we must do the section C first. Yes, you have to do the section C first. Yeah, you can do the section C first. I mean, maybe you just label nicely on your booklet there. That one is a section C. Okay. So tomorrow for paper 2, we got a long gap of time to get study. Can you live after paper 1? Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday. What time you finish your paper 1? Okay, so damn pro. Okay, actually it's not that pro because recently I'm teaching the college math and the diploma math. So basically I always do this. So but I didn't really remember the formula. So sometimes I will forget the formula without the books. Okay, thanks sir. I finally understand it. Yeah, you're most welcome. How to know when to use P and C? Okay, this question student asked me a lot. I can see when you read the question and in your mind you think that that question is arrangement matter, you use P. When arrangement doesn't matter, you use C. Okay, if you want me to like simplify for you, if you see the word arrange, you use P. If you didn't see the word arrange, you see something like select, choose, then you use C. But sometimes if the school teacher want you to sit in the row to take photo, they won't tell you arrange. But you just think that if taking photo, each student sit in different place actually make the different photo, right? In that case, arrangement matters, so you use P. Sometimes you need some common sense one. Can you do question 1555? What is that? I don't understand. Okay, so after 10 AM. Wow. I don't think. Yeah, I can't promise I can do like at 10 AM because yeah, I have something to do on the morning. But you just do your best. No worry, have the confidence on yourself. I believe you can handle it. I cannot decide to use which one. Can I do both P and C? Okay. I'm not sure in my time when you do both solution, the examiner will choose the right one to mark. But because my time until now is many years ago, so I'm not sure do SPM change the pattern of mark your paper. So you better understand the question and use the correct P or correct C. Okay, so you integrate A over X. Doesn't X disappear? Okay, if you integrate A over X, you will get ln X, which is not in your syllabus. Ln basically means log base E. So if you integrate A over X, you will get log base E A. Yeah, that one is not in your syllabus. You don't worry so much about that. I don't know, can I put 2 answers? If you don't really know, maybe you put 2 answers. Yeah, I hope the way of teacher mark the paper is still the same. They choose the correct one to mark. You are a good teacher instead. Thanks a lot. You are most welcome. No, when you integrate A over X, doesn't X disappear? No, the X will not disappear. I mean, yes, you will get X power of 0, but then you cannot do like that. If you get an X power of 0, basically you need to use another way to do the integration. How to do the vector of collinear? If you have the collinear, you basically need to form the equation by yourself. So let's say ABC is a collinear, right? I will say something like AB equals to lambda BC. This equation I simply write it out by myself. Okay, if you're not sure, just go to check out my vector collinear video. I have it in my YouTube channel. Or you just type something like vector for paper 2. I do believe I explained about the collinear things. Yeah, the ln x is the university math, yes. Mean you go to the higher level, you will learn about ln x. Okay, if you integrate 8, okay, depend you differentiate or integrate. If you integrate 8 over x, you basically you'll get ln. You'll get 8 over x. It's not mistaken, yeah, you get ln 8. I think so. But I don't think you have x. I'm not so sure about that one. Let me try to write out. If I integrate, okay, it's just if I integrate 8 over x, this x power of -1. I will take out the 8 here and then I integrate 1 over x. Then I will actually get the 8 ln x. Yeah, this is the answer if you integrate. You get 8 ln x. So yeah, I should really go to rest now. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for staying until so late with me. We still have 111 student actually is watching right now. I'm so thanks for support my channel. If you find my video is help you, I hope you can write me a testimonial in my Facebook page. And then I also want to invite all of you to join my Facebook group to help your junior. Maybe after you graduate already and you finish your SPM, you get a very good result in MF. I hope you can stay in my Facebook group to help those weak students, because every day I have so many math questions the student actually ask me to solve, but then one person can't solve so many math questions. So I actually hope you can go to join my y=mx+c group, and then over there you're trying to help those students who have difficulty in math and MF. Alright, and yeah, and then if you can give me a review or testimonial on my Facebook page, I will really appreciate that, because I actually collecting like the review for my future purpose lah. Anyways, if you don't want also never mind. I hope you really can learn something from my video, and all the best for your exam tomorrow. And I hope all of you can get A or A+ definitely, but just do your best lah. The best thing is don't panic. So even you see how difficult the question is, don't panic, just do the question you can do, because once you panic, it will affect your performance a lot. Alright, yeah, if you don't have Facebook, yeah, doesn't matter. So yeah, good luck and have fun tomorrow. That's all. So good night and have a good sleep today. Bye bye.